welcome back. And one of my favorite segments is when it deals with food or pastry, and guess what? And also talking about fundraisers. So here we are. We have this wonderful group, and let's start with Serena. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Serena Shields is one of the directors at Holy Trinity Nursing Home and Rehab, right?
Right.
Where are you located?
I'm actually located at the Washburn House, but Holy Trinity Nursing Home is on Barber Ave.
That's
because
great.
we have a hospice residence on Main Street.
Right, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
And every year you have this wonderful fundraiser, and it's on October 4th, and it's at St. Spiridon Greek Orthodox Cathedral in our brand new family
That's
center,
right.
which is beautiful. You had it there last year, and it was such a success.
It was a big success, and it's our big annual event at fundraiser every year, and our big social event. And last year we had over 400 attendees and 20 restaurants and microbrews, wines, and we had educational seminars too, wine seminars.
Right, I know it was
Yep.
great. I saw
Mhm.
Dimitri Vasiliadis
Mhm.
doing something on French wines,
Yep.
and it was wonderful. And it wouldn't be a food and wine tasting without the food experts and the restaurants, and here we have two. We'll start with the main course, and that's Joey Cancelmo. How are you?
I'm great. You, Christina?
Good, thank you. And you own Lagos. You're co-owner of Lagos, right on Coast Pondo.
Exactly. Lago on the Pondo.
Right, and that's one of the new restaurants in our town.
Yes, we actually just won Worcester's best new restaurant tie with Cafe Nuevo on Shrewsbury Street. So
That's great. Yes, I know, and you got some great reviews also, and all.
it's been fun.
Right, and then also we have Eileen.
Yes.
Eileen, now you're the dessert,
Yes.
right? So that's great. Has anybody said you are the sweet of my eye? You decided you were going to make it, right?
Yes.
Where are you located, in the name of your bakery?
It's Mrs. Mack's Bakery down Grafton Street and 1393 Grafton Street.
That's great. And you're Mrs. Mack,
My grandmother was the original.
the original. Wow,
Yep.
and you took it over. That's
Yeah,
great.
My father ran it for 60 years, and
That's
then
great.
my mother and father, and all my brothers and sisters.
That's great. All right, so this is just a small cross section of what's going to be there, because you've got
Over
tens of food and wines and spirits.
Yep.
And
over
before
20
we get into the
restaurants.
food,
20 restaurants will be there.
20?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's great. Before we get into the food, I did speak to Dimitri Vasiliadis, who's facilitating the liquors and the spirits, and he said the famous wine expert Dr. Willette, who taught about wines at Assumption College, and a little small world story is I bought the house from him, and I have a wine cellar.
really?
Who
Oh.
knew? It's great. It's great. Thank you, Dr. Willette, but you didn't leave the wines. I wish I had them, but he did it. So anyway, he's going to be doing on German wines a whole seminar on it, and believe me, they give you about 4 or 5 glasses, and they fill them up, and you drink them while he's talking about it. So that's great. Okay, let's talk about the food from Lagos.
This is what we're going to be presenting at the event. These are homemade gorgonzola raviolis with an Asiago cream sauce. The middle is stuffed. I made that selection for people that don't eat meat, so there's an option. In the middle is stuffed with some ricotta, a little bit of Romano cheese, a little bit of and blue cheese hunks, actually, all blended together. And
Now,
then,
do you have that generally on the menu? Is that a special?
that's one of my specials. At the restaurant, we have a set menu, but I'm really big on specials, and basically, if I feel like eating something, I make it, and that's the special. Like I've been doing stuffed eggplants this week because they're in season, and it's just I just love creating stuff. And this is going to be on our new fall menu. This is called Chicken Isabella, and I named it that because it's Madeira wine is the secret flavor inside of it, and it's a little prosciutto Asiago with blasted cream. And I prefer it with gemelli pasta because it holds the sauce a little bit better.
Wow.
So this is what we're going to offer for the main course at the event, and that's going to be the appetizer that we're going to be presenting.
That's fantastic. So when I come by to your booth, this is what you're going to be serving.
Not this much, but
I know, especially if you have 400 people.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's great. And Mrs. Mack,
Yes.
Eileen. All right, so she brought so many desserts, so the crew here are going to be enjoying this right after the show is done. She said she's leaving it, and so she brought it, and we put a few of the plates around there, but you make these all in your bakery?
Yes, we do.
That is fantastic. What did you do, bake for hours to just bring this here tonight?
We bake during the day, and
Yeah.
and some finish up at night. And
That's great.
the turnovers and the squares are my grandmother's original recipe.
Oh, that's great.
1929, she started it.
So they're like these fruit squares and...
Yes, the turnovers, and then the other squares,
And the brownies?
Yes,
Everybody
the
loves
brownies are another old family recipe.
And this puff
They
pastry?
just made those this morning. It's a puff pastry with they call them fruit boat,
Wow.
loaded with fruit. And that one's lemon, and the other one's raspberry.
And that's
or
raspberry.
strawberry.
That's amazing. And then you have your little, are these anisette cookies?
No, those are hermits.
Oh, those are hermits.
And
Wow, that's pretty cool.
peanut
These are
butter mousse
great.
bars, and the cinnamon twists.
Right, what you have right here.
Yeah.
That too. So you're going to have these type of desserts at the event.
Yes.
You know, Serena, tell us again, so everybody goes to it on October 4th, right?
It's
Thursday?
October 4th, Thursday, 5:30 to 9. Also, Stacy Woods will be there, and I believe she's been on your show.
Yes, she
She's
has.
going to do a seminar too.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love these educational
Yeah.
drinking parties.
And yeah. And just like last year, Eddie Hyder's band will be performing, and Balloon Platoon will be there with their beautiful creations. They're
Oh, that's
donating
great.
their services, and Shoesa's Florists.
That's great. And Mrs. Mack, these are your breads too, right?
Yes,
That's
those
great.
are.
Okay, we're going to take a couple of those home. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Don't be square. Make sure you go to this wonderful food and wine tasting on October 4th. Thank you. I'll
Thank
see
you,
you at the
Christina.
restaurant. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll come and visit your bakery.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we'll be right back.